Afternoon. Right, so I put out a little question earlier on Twitter, which is what of the following two videos were you guys more keen on actually seeing? One was beginning my building of Starlight Drive-In and actually turning it into the arena, or showing you how to actually, kind of explaining how I actually fund my little building addiction that I have. The latter was the one that people wanted to see the most. It's not really very fancy what I do, but I hope maybe it gives you a few ideas. Any kind of particular money-making schemes, any good graft that you people have in regards to building up your monies, let us know in the comments. Also, any particular good spots for gathering resources. I'll point out one that I go for Aluminium, but to be honest, most of it's just shipments now. So the obvious thing is, just before I kind of go into how I make my moolah, I pick things up. I've got certain valuable things tagged. I sell ammo. One thing I actually do have is 2 perks, which I use. I'm level 99, by the way, hence why everything's nearly maxed out. But okay, I've only just started doing Fortune Finder, but I have got my other safe house, Fortune Finder. That's really good. That one, basically, I've got my other one, has up to rank 3. And I pretty much find 10 to 20 caps in every single container, and that really racks up. You're looking at 100 caps per room. But Scoundrel's a good one for ammo. To be honest, ammo's almost better than caps, because you end up, especially ammo for guns you don't use, is it the 38 ammo for the pipe pistols, you can end up getting thousands, and it doesn't weigh anything as well. So those are the 2 perks, as well as, obviously, cap collectors, very, very useful for just kind of funding and just basically making it so it doesn't cost as much to buy shipments. I would also recommend, I'm not going to tell you the location of them, just look at the wiki, but getting the what's it called? Tales of the Jerktown Vendor, I believe they're called. It's from it's named after a settlement in the first ever game, the first Fallout 1. That one's a really useful one, as well as the barter bobblehead as well. All those things just help everything doesn't cost as much. So anyway, I used to sell a lot of purified water. I know that used to be the big thing that people did. To be honest, I don't think at late game it's really viable. One, because water doesn't sell for very much, but also it's just so heavy. You're looking at, popping in a suit of power armor. This is my Mr. Bubbles power armor, by the way. I am literally Mr. Bubbles from Bioshock. Anywho, so yeah, it's just too heavy, but you can do it early game. It's quite useful, to be honest, and also you end up having to have loads of really fugly water purifiers. So basically, my main thing, you've probably gathered already, is I make 1 or 2. See, jet, right now the way you fund your jet funded empire is you get fertilizer from Brahmin. Now, I've recently learned this out, actually, it's really useful. Brahmin are attracted, if you want Brahmin in your settlements, they're attracted by your settlement recruitment beacon, not the Brahmin trough. I always thought it was the Brahmin trough, it's actually the recruitment beacon. You can have up to 4 in a settlement now. Just as a warning, they are massive pain in the arse. On my new save, I've actually only got 1 per settlement. If you don't want to have loads of Brahmin wandering around, like maybe you just want 1 Brahmin per settlement, which is what I'm doing, you can actually either purchase them from a random encounter of a lady called Kelly for 100 caps. Again, just Google it, Fallout 4 Kelly, it'll come up with her. I found her 3 times. She's very close to the Drumlin Diner. There's a road. She walks up and down. I think you can just walk. I bumped into her by literally activating the event. She's useful. Or a new way you can do it is if you want to actually get the Brahmin cage. That's actually my new preferred method of getting a Brahmin, because it means I can just have 1. Because my new settlements, I don't have the recruitment beacons on more than about 2 or 3 people, because I'm keeping them quite small. This is my separate save from this one. But basically, I make a lot of jet. Plastic, once you've got your fertilizer coming in, you only need to buy plastic. Now, for me, I think plastic, it's about 25 or 50 for like 90 caps. It's not very expensive, and it pays for itself. So I'm just going to make a load of jet. Also, it's a really great way to level up. Let's just get it down to 250 in the plastic. It only uses 1 plastic as well. Plastic is the one thing. I mean, plastic stuff is generally quite light as well. So if you just tag plastic if you want to, so it has the little question, the little magnifying glass. That'll enable you to pick it up as you go. That might be useful in the early save. You can also buy fertilizer as well from any trader at one of your settlements. So Abernathy Farm, she sells fertilizer. Grey Garden, Supervisor Green sells fertilizer. I think there are others. I always forget. There's two out. There are other settlements. You can Google. I think potentially Finch Farm and the Slog might have one as well, and maybe Warwick, but I'm not too sure. But I just generally, when I need fertilizer, I just go to those two. So right, I've made quite a bit of jet now. How much have I made? So I've got 80. I already had quite a lot of jet on me. So let me just demonstrate. I'm going to go to Trader Riley. Where's Trader Riley? Trader Riley, where are you, you dappy tart? Let me just give me a sec. Give you a little tour, I guess, of Red Rocket. She's around here somewhere. Oh, I'm catching a ghoul. He's actually already in there. Trader Riley, where are you, twat? Where has she gone? Oh, also, on a random, while I'm looking for her, they have I think it was patch 1.5, but they've actually patched... Where are you, you bitch? They've actually patched the traders. Where are you? Let's just build a bell. Okay. Oh, there she is. But they patched these wandering traders. So I'm not going to Google them. If you just Google level 4 merchants, it'll come up with a nice little Reddit post, which I'm going to link in the description. But basically, it means that you can have these in your settlements now, and they give you tier 4 vendors. Right.
Sure.
Let me show you what I've got.
So I go to Trader Riley. Let me demonstrate. So that's 88 jet, yeah? 88 jet sells for 3,256 cap with all of my perks and all of my books. That is a lot. That can buy me huge... I mean, obviously, she can't buy that much. But if you just... And it doesn't weigh. It weighs barely anything. I mean, that pretty much weighs 8... I don't know if it does in kilograms, whatever, pounds, or whatever. 8 pounds, say. Or just under 9 for basically nearly 4k caps. That is insane. Right, so that's how I make my money. That's pretty much exclusively what I do. Also, actually, that's not exclusively what I do. Lies. I am full of the lies. Another thing, if you're like me, where you have a lot of settlements built up, this is for the later game. A good way of doing it is if you don't maybe want to make it look fancy, get a store in a settlement really early on. So if I go to this shows all of the caps I have for all of my linked workshops. Now, I only have 8,600 caps, but in a couple of hours of playing, I end up getting about 34k. The only reason it's, and I'm using sarcastic quote hands here, so low, is because I recently cleared it all out. So and all you have to do is just travel between your settlements, and you go in your workshop, and it will literally, if I actually probably go on this workshop here, if I go to, okay, it's usually in the MISC, so I've recently cleared this out, but it'll be in the MISC tab, and I'll have all of the caps that you've generated in that particular workshop, and you can just go through all of them. So basically, through the jet production and my traders, I pretty much fund everything. Now, on the subject of resources and actually how I get the resources, I exclusively buy shipments. Other than that, I do scavenge stuff as I go around. Copper, generally, I never have to buy copper or aluminium. Now, every single general trader, so like Riley here, including your own traders as well, will sell concrete. And if I see anyone saying they're running out of concrete, then you're a muppet, because literally she sells 900, a normal trader will sell 300, and as you can see, unless you're literally just covering the entire area in concrete, it barely uses 8. You know, I've got 2,000, and that was literally, and it's not very expensive as well. It's something like 1,000 caps will pretty much buy you about 500 concrete. So there we go on that. Now let me go. I know a lot of you will know this. I'm going to go to Diamond City and just explain who sells what, and just kind of give you a summary. BRB. Right, so we're at Diamond City now. It's a bit late, but it's not urgent because I actually need to buy anything from these guys. I'm just going to point out where they are. So basically, this is Percy. Now, just a quick note on Diamond City Surplus. This is where you get your steel. Actually, we'll go and see Percy now because he will tell you.
Uh-huh. I've got a few minutes to browse.
Right, okay, so Percy, if you go to the junk tab, he'll sell shipments of steel, concrete, ceramic, concrete again, fertilizer, springs, all that jazz. The main things for crafting are steel, concrete, wood, ceramic. Is there something you will generally run out of if you're not paying attention, because of the fact you need it for your pylons. But those are the ones I genuinely need. The rest is, you know, just more for crafting weapons. And also cloth as well. Now, with Diamond City Surplus, Percy and Myrna have separate inventories, which means during the night time, or during the night time as I am now, I could buy all of this steel here. That was quite a lot of caps. Buy all that steel there. Buy ceramic if I need, and maybe some concrete as well. And then I can rest until the morning, and Myrna will have a completely separate inventory. Generally with these two, they'll either, each of them, separate inventory, will sell 1 stack of 100 steel, or 4 stacks of 100 steel, as you saw there. Some people always comment they run out of steel, which is really, really weird. Steel is the thing you shouldn't be able to run out of, because usually you can get 500 a pop for just, like, waiting an hour or two. Now, if you want these inventories to actually restock, some people say it's 24 hours. If you rest, so what I generally do is I sit here. This is my little city stall near, was it Takashi? And I basically rest for 48 hours. 48 hours will restock everybody's inventory, which is fantastic. Now, Mo, I'm actually happy I came here at night because he doesn't shut the fuck up. So Mo, Cronin, sells annoyingly one stack of 100 wood. For some reason, Bethesda haven't gifted us with 4 stacks of 100. I don't know why, because it wouldn't change anything other than saving us time. But what I do when I want to, because wood is the thing that I generally is my time sink, just through physical time. I buy a stack of wood from him. If I need everything else, I buy that as well. I wait there, wait 48 hours, come back, buy another stack, blah 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 blah. And that's what I do. Generally, I do it in stacks of 1,000, so I repeat that 10 times. It's a bit tedious, but well. I will also link in regards to wood specifically. I have a little tutorial which I made months ago, where you can go to places like Spectacle Island, and I go through the other vendors, namely Grey Garden and also Abernathy, and I'll link that in the description as well below. I used to go to Abernathy and Grey Garden and do like a little route. To us, it's just quicker just to rest here than it is to just travel back and forth. Right, now, if you want cloth, leather, I think that's it. She might sell something else. But, I can't remember the lady's name, but the lass in Fallon's here will actually sell you cloth and leather, which is really useful, especially if you're early in the game. If you want cloth, by the way, the best just pick up every single cigarette pack and newspaper you see. Will pretty much cover you. And leather, you don't really use much, but any animal hides will cover that. But she's useful, and she's down there. Again, very, very cheap, and same thing, if you need more, rest 48 hours. The doctors here, specifically Sun, will sell rubber, which is really useful for quite a lot of things you don't realise of rubber. I've noticed it, those things that you forget it's used for. You'll be using it for robots, by the way, a lot. But also, all the junk fences, things like Nuka-Cola machines, a few of the just general furniture will use rubber. He stacks of 25. He also sells stacks of glass as well. That's another of those sneaky little things that will run up on you. Is you don't pick up. He just said, I don't know if you hear that, he just said he was hanging out with a ghoul. Yeah, he's sitting right there, mate. But basically with glass, it's one of those things for bulbs that you tend to, because you just forget, who goes around picking up bottles of beer. So you can get your glass from him. I believe, I never go to him, but I believe the drug guy sells some stuff as well. But it's things like, I guess, antiseptic maybe, or unless it's him. But I never, I never need it. Then for the more expensive stuff, which I generally don't buy, but you can get copper and aluminium. Again, I know these guys sell other things, but just in the relation to settlement building. Copper and aluminium from the weapons guy whose name Arturo. Now, with copper, what you should be doing is tagging it in your Pip-Boy and picking up every single thing with copper as you just quest around the game. Like, my big pro tip is do that. They're always really, really light, and it just saves you huge amounts of money. Aluminium. Now, this is the one little place, the one place I go to get a certain thing. You can actually go other places as well. Makra fish packing. Now, if you go here, beware there are synths around. I'm not going to go there because it's just tedious to show you where it is. If you want, Google it, but go inside, down the elevator, have an explore, and you will find about 80 to 85 worth of aluminium in trays. Wipe out all the You can also get loads of gear as well from, like, you know, wiping out all the synths. There also is, on the right side of the actual plant, there's a little building. You can get one of those little robot kits, which will randomly spawn a new robot, and it respawns quite quickly, so you can come back every, like, few hours in game and just, like, not a few real hours while you're playing, not like in-game hours, and you can get one of those. But that's where I get my aluminium. That's pretty much the only place I go. There are a couple other places as well, but I don't know how reliably they are to respawn. Watts Recruit Consumer Electronics is quite a good place for copper, but to be honest, not that much. If you really want a nice influx of copper, Boston Public Library has lots of robots, because don't forget, every Protectron that you blow up will generally drop a vacuum tube. So that's one place I do or have gone, but I don't think they respawn. But I did get a massive influx when I went there once. But that's pretty much my route. It's not... There's all those questions that I've always felt weird to answer, because I think, but don't you know that? Surely you already do that. So basically, to summarise, I make a fucking metric ton of jet. Also, pick up any hub flower you see. I'll make sure to... a picture of what it looks like will flash up now. Pick up that, because you can make Psycho out of that, which is also, if you're not someone who likes to hoard all their Psycho and then take it in one giant, massive, you know, enjoyable high as a fucking kite. See, Hancock liked that. Yes, you did, my boy. Yes, you did. But if you don't want to use it, you can sell that for quite a bit. Same with Fireleaf. I'll flash a picture of that as well. Pick that up if you want to make Ultrajet, because it does sell for more. But yeah, that's pretty much what I do. As I said, the traders as well, get a load of stands. Once you're basically with the jet production and the... God, I've also got the perks, so this lasts for ages. All of the... get all the perks, get your traders up, get your chem production, and that should fund everything. In the comments, I said, anyone has any kind of... I'm always curious, any special spots that you go to that respawn, really, for certain things would be grand. Probably should add as well that on Good Neighbor, you can get the same things that Arturo has, and I believe there's another general trader there called... I can't remember that lass's name, but Cleo sells copper and aluminium as well. She also sells ballistic fiber if you want that. But yes, hope that was helpful. A bit rambly, I know, but it's one of those things that it's quite a lot to go through. It's not very fancy, but, you know, hopefully hopefully it's useful. That way also I can link people back to this video at a later date, so I don't have to keep answering it. Anyway, back to the build video soon. Make that big-ass arena in the Starlight Drive-In, which means I have to tear down what I built now. All those sleeping bags. Anywho, right, yeah, as always, follow me on Twitter, @norespawns. Talk to you lovely people soon. Take care.